Hi guys! So in the past couple of blog and vlog entries that I've done, I've talked about this meal prep app that I downloaded. So I thought I would let you know what it's like to follow that meal prep app. I have it on my phone, but I also pulled it up on my laptop because I'm using my phone to record this, so I can't actually see it. First, we're going to go through in the app the cookware that's needed. So I basically get everything ready. Okay, we're going to need a baking sheet, a stainless steel skillet, a chef's knife. I sometimes use a smaller knife as well, but I'm going to see if that's enough. We'll see. I have the other one just in case. A pair of tongs, cutting board. I have two different sizes of cutting boards, but we'll see which one I'm going to use. I have a garlic press, mixing bowls. Let's turn you guys this way a little. All right, so mixing bowls, measuring spoons, and a spatula. And then for the ingredients that we're going to need to make this recipe, which is orange glazed chicken thighs with roasted Parmesan cauliflower, I need garlic. So I get the already peeled and separated into cloves, and then they come in these little individually wrapped containers, but it's a whole bag of them. So the ones that are already in use you can use quickly, and the ones that aren't in use are vacuum sealed so that they won't go bad. So I have that, a lemon, an orange. Now this is a huge navel orange. I mean, it's like half the size of my face. It's huge. So I'm probably not going to use the whole thing, even though it calls for a whole orange. I think they're looking at an orange that's a little smaller than this. A head of cauliflower, chicken, which I'm keeping on a separate cutting board. I would never cut my chicken on the same cutting board that I'm using to cut anything else, just because chicken can have salmonella. I need honey. I need olive oil, balsamic vinegar, salt, this is sea salt, which I like to use, and coconut oil. The only other thing that the recipe did not call for, but I added to it, is my glass of Montepulciano wine that I'm going to drink as we make this meal. The meal should take approximately a half an hour to make, and step one is to preheat the oven, which I've already done, so I get to take a sip because I completed a step. Step two is to wash and dry the cauliflower and separate it into bite-sized florets and then transfer it to the baking sheet. So I've already washed and dried it. So now to separate it into bite-sized florets, I'm actually going to cut it, because when you cut it, you can see where the florets are. Okay, so I'm going to put them onto the baking sheet, and I guess I didn't dry it well enough. There's a lot of water coming out here. Oh well. I'm gonna cut this one in half because that's not really bite-sized unless you're the Jolly Green Giant. Cut this one in half too. Okay, I'm gonna cut this one as well. Alright, and let's get this done quickly. We've got some music playing in the background. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but some nice relaxing music. Completely opposite from what I listen to when I'm working out, when I'm working out I listen to hard rock or heavy metal. Alright, so I've got that done. Yay! Guess what? Step two is done. So I get to take another sip of my wine. Alright, step three. I have to peel and mince the garlic. So it's already peeled. I just have to mince it. And that's where my garlic press comes into play. There are 3 cloves of garlic that I need, so I'm going to pull out 3. I'm going to mince it. Now, the way I mince garlic is I put it through the garlic press, but then I chop it up as well because a lot of it doesn't come out of the garlic press. A lot of it stays in the garlic press. So I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to add in lemon juice, oil, salt, and pepper, and we're going to toss it, we'll mix it all together and coat it onto the cauliflower. It actually did not call for this, but I'm going to pull out my brush, which will be easier to coat things with. I'm going to put you guys on pause and get everything ready, and when I'm done with this step, I'll come back to have my sip of wine with you guys, okay? Okay, so that step's done. I get to take another sip of wine. And now the next step is to place it into the oven and roast it until it's tender and browned on the bottom, about 15 to 20 minutes. So in the oven it goes. Ooh, nice hot oven. And guess what? I got another step done. I get to take another sip of wine. All right, next step is to heat the skillet. I'm going to combine steps 5 and 6 because I'm going to be drunk by the end if I do that. Because step 5 is just to heat the skillet. And step 6 is to coat the bottom of the skillet with oil and then add the chicken and cook until browned, 2 to 3 minutes per side. So the oil is about a tablespoon of coconut oil. So let's get the skillet going. Add my tablespoon of coconut oil. Okay, that goes in the sink. And we're going to brown the chicken. All right, the next step is to wash and halve the orange and then juice it into a small bowl and slice the other half of it into wedges. So I'm going to do the chicken first. I'm going to give a little cooking on the chicken first, and then I'll come back after I've done the orange and we will catch up at that point. Okay, so I have the juice of half of the orange, and I'm supposed to add in a tablespoon of honey and a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Since the balsamic vinegar is easier to actually, oh, this is brand new. Huh. Did not realize I'm starting a new balsamic vinegar. But since this is easier to pour than the honey, I'm going to start with the honey. Start with the balsamic vinegar. Just have to get mine. Need a little light in here. It's starting to get dark. Daylight savings. Happy daylight savings, everybody. All right, so 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. That's this much. All right, and 1 tablespoon of honey. Okay, I'll leave that there for a second. Need to turn my chicken. Stick in a little. to make sure the chicken is really well cooked. Don't want raw chicken, salmonella. Alright, so I'm mixing this, and I'm supposed to add in half of the garlic. So I chopped up 3 cloves of garlic, minced it up. Half of it went into the mixture that went onto the cauliflower. The other half I was supposed to put aside. I have these little containers that I love to use because they're small enough. I actually bought them to put in little parts of board games because I'm really into playing board games too, but works really well for this as well. So I put in the other half of the garlic. And I'm going to actually just mix it with the measuring spoon so I can get all the honey off of here. Alright, I have that. Just going to turn this one more time. And then the next step, no, not ready yet. Woo! Alright, since that's cracking, don't want to get splattered. Alright, so once that's ready, it's still got to cook a little bit more. It's not cooked yet. I'm going to pour this on top, and then I'm going to let that cook for about 4 to 5 minutes. Cook it evenly, so flip it every so often. Then I need to grate some Parmesan cheese, about an eighth of a cup, not much, and we'll be back. Oh, yeah, I need one more. All right. Okay, so I actually brought out my cover to cook the chicken a little bit better. I just was a little concerned that it wasn't going to cook all the way through, so I wanted to cover it. I've now turned off the chicken. I'm going to bring out cauliflower, and it looks nice and brown. It's not supposed to be completely cooked. I'm going to turn off the oven. Always remember to turn off the oven. Alright, and now I'm going to bring them all together so that they're in one little group with no space between, or little space between. And I'm going to take a spoon and sprinkle on the grated Parmesan. Okay, so add that in, toss it a little. All right, cauliflower is done. Now, I've made myself butter lettuce, tomato, and a little bit of cilantro for a salad, and I squeezed some lemon juice on it. Honestly, it would probably have been better to have squeezed lime juice because cilantro and lime go really well together, but I had half of lemon left from the recipe, so why not? So now, presentation is definitely part of what makes a meal appetizing. I mean, definitely should taste good, but we'll see. I'm taking half of the orange slices. All right, I'm going to take one of the chicken pieces. I'm going to take a spoon and get a little bit more of this orange sauce that's kind of thickened a bit and put it on top to make it even tastier. Alright, that's yummy. And some of the Parmesan cauliflower. Alright, and that's my meal. I will go and eat, and I'll be back in 2 seconds to tell you how it was. Okay, so I'm done with the meal. Very, very good. I am not a big fan of cauliflower, and I actually enjoyed it. It was really tasty, but it was probably the Parmesan cheese that I liked. The chicken was really, really good. Very tender. I love the orange sauce. So the way these recipes work is you can put in for 2 servings or 4 servings. I put in for 2. Nobody's eating with me tonight, so I actually have the leftovers for lunch for tomorrow. Since it's Sunday, and on Mondays I have a very busy schedule with work, and then I go to a Zumba class after work, I don't have time to cook tomorrow. So I'm going to actually make another one of these meals in a little bit. I'm going to sit and relax and digest and enjoy what I've eaten. But so far I've had the steak fajitas, the chicken satay, and the orange glazed chicken that you just saw me make. And everything's been really great. The app is called Meal Lime, Mealime. So it's like meal and the lime fruit, but as one word with only one L. I'm going to put the link down below, but definitely check it out. It's free. You can pay for the more expensive version, which is $6 a month, which I think is a little pricey, but that would give you the nutritional value. There are certain recipes that are only with the Pro. So far at this point, I'm not tired of the regular recipes. So for me right now, the free version is fine. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and let's start cooking healthy, eating healthy, exercising, and getting our bodies into better shape and getting our lives back on track. The more we put into keeping ourselves healthy, the more we're going to get out of life. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.